Goetia is a new point-and-click adventure from developer Sushee, and is the first outing for Square Enix's new indie catalogue, the Square Enix Collective. You'll be playing this game as Abigail Blackwood, albeit the disembodied spirit of Abigail Blackwood, who has been brought back into the world for reasons unknown and left to explore the dilapidated manor house of her family, Blackwood Manor. Inside, she'll find that she doesn't know exactly when she is or exactly what has happened to her family since her death. As you go around this dilapidated Victorian manor house, you'll find that not everything has transpired in the normal way. Some 40 years may have passed, and certain family members may be a little bit too much into their demonic sigils, following in the footsteps of their father and maybe some other people beforehand. We don't want to spoil the story, so we're not going to. But there's a lot to admire here in Goetia. The artwork is splendid. It kind of reminds me of those books that you used to get that have a lovely pulp kind of cover to them, this weird foreboding woods that invite you to open the book and find out what's exactly in them. Well, in this game, you can go and find out what's in them. The 2D backdrops are beautifully drawn and evoke a sense of that gothic turn of the century Victorian ways, which is shown throughout the game, with Alice in Wonderland and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein dotted around the place as glorious references. The puzzle element is pretty simple. It's not too far removed from the point and click detective games where you essentially have to find the object, but there's a couple of cool, very easy ways to use it. First off, there's only 3 controls. You either look at something by left clicking, interact with something by left clicking, or sometimes you can possess something by left clicking, which helps you to solve certain puzzles. You can also interact with the environment in this way as well, using the possessed items and other things in order to get to the next stage of the game. As you progress throughout Blackwood Manor, you do realise that this isn't just the only place that has been affected by this. The nearby fictitious village of Oakmarsh, which is set near Coventry in the English Midlands, seems to be incredibly deserted and almost as dilapidated as the manor. As you go through various different areas like the woods, you'll be able to find out exactly what is going on in the story, as well as uncovering some familiar memories from Abigail's childhood and various different things that go back further. It's an interesting story that does make you want to continue playing, as point and click adventures do occasionally have that burnout factor of why am I clicking this button. Goetia doesn't have that though. My only issue with this game is the text. The text can appear very, very small, especially if you're looking at it from a bit of a distance. So what I would like is for the text to be a tiny bit bigger, or the option to make it bigger so that you can see it a bit more easily, as it's the one thing that does get completely lost when you put it into a smaller screen, as you can see in this video. You'll be able to recall everything that you have in the game using a handy map, which you can also teleport to as well. It will also show you the areas which are yet to be unlocked and which demonic sigil unlocks which particular colour. You'll also have a codex which shows you everything that you have found so far, so you can go back and look at the puzzles without having to jot everything down, although you can jot things down if you want to. And you also have a journal which catalogues the story as you go, so if you do have a couple of days off and you need to come back to it, it's very easily recollected for you. Goetia is currently available on Steam Play, which means you can use it on your Mac as well as your PC. I have a Mac, so all footage on this has been captured from that and it runs perfectly fine. All in all, it's an interesting, not entirely short game. I haven't completely finished it yet because I didn't want to completely capture and ruin the story for myself while explaining it to everyone watching this video. But what I've already found by playing the game is it has a wonderful aesthetic, not just in the art that I've already said about, but also the music and the sounds that come with it. It has this wonderful eerie piano sound which works great for horror games and for suspense and thrillers, and this is much more of a suspense storyline. As the game starts, it does tell you that this is best enjoyed in the dark with headphones on, and I can certainly agree with the last part of that. All in all, this is a very good, tidy, enjoyable experience and is a great first outing for the Square Enix Collective, and I'm intrigued to see what comes next from the label. For more articles and videos like this, please visit insertdisc.co.uk or follow us on Twitter at InsertDiscUK.